All right, so how do I find the inverse function algebraically? Let's talk through a part. F of x equals 3x minus 3. All right, so swap f of x and replace it with y. So we have y equals 3x minus 3. What's the next step? Swap the x's and y's. So x equals 3y minus 3. And then what? Solve for y. So to get y by itself, I have 3 times y minus 3. So y is being multiplied by 3 and then subtracting 3. So to undo, you got to go backwards. So what are we going to do first? Add 3. So add 3 to both sides. So I have x plus 3 equals 3y. I need y by itself. 3 times y. How do I undo multiplication? Divide. So I've got to divide both sides by 3. So I have x plus 3 divided by 3 equals, and I'm going to go ahead and say f inverse of x. Okay? So on A, B, C, and D, I want you to find the inverse algebraically. And then I want you to take and I want you to do a t-chart for f of x. So do a t-chart for f of x. And then do a t-chart for f inverse of x. Graph both of these on the same graph, doing one of them in a colored pencil so you can tell it apart. Draw your line of symmetry, y equals x. Tell the domain of the original function, the domain and the range. Tell the domain and the range of the inverse. And then tell whether the function is 1 to 1. You're doing that on A part, B part, C part, and D part. Do we need to go through and find the t-chart for this one? Do y'all want to do that? Or are you good? What x values are you going to pick for your t-chart every time, unless you have a specific something that you can't do? Just start with -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. That gives you 0, and that gives you some positive x values and some negative x values. I'm just going to go ahead and walk through this one. What is 3 times -2? -6, and -6 minus 3 is -9. 3 times -1 is -3. -3 minus 3 is -6. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. So there are your ordered pairs for your function. So graph those, and then come over and swap the x's and y's to find your inverse function. So -9, -2, -6, -1, -3, 0, 0, 1, and 3, 2. Go graph those on the same graph. Trace one of them. Trace your inverse in a colored pencil. Tell the domain and the range of each, and tell whether the function is 1 to 1.